we ready to debate? Oh, of course we are tonight. Brijesh Kalappa, Mohammad Salim, Pavan Verma, Rahul Narvekar will join us in 20 minutes. On the other side, Shahid Siddiqui, MR Venkatesh, R Rajagopalan. MR Venkatesh, what kind of a debate is this? Brijesh Kalappa, what kind of a debate is this?
Political league.
What kind of a debate is this?
Indian political league.
No, it's not a serious debate. No serious questions asked. No serious answers given. Lot of drama. Not a single specific question. Obfuscation. History lessons. What was this? Either both sides didn't know what they were talking about, or I suspect tonight, Brijesh Kalappa, that there's some understanding between both sides. That the country wants to see a debate, let's give a 150-minute rehearsed performance. Let us not ask Sushma any questions that are factual. Let Sushma get away by giving this whole usual Bofors, Quattrocchi, Chidambaram argument. Let us pretend to be very angry about it and let's tomorrow move on. I mean, if this is what it was about, then Brijesh Kalappa, there shouldn't have been a debate. It's an utter and total disappointment on both sides. I don't know what you did. Why did you give away the chance? Brijesh Kalappa, and why did Sushma Swaraj not answer any questions, MR Venkatesh? Who's going to come in first? Who wants to come in first? I want to begin with two of you before I open up the debate. Okay, fine. Brijesh Kalappa. Okay, both sides raise their hands. 1 second. You decide first. Okay, I'll let MR Venkatesh respond first. Why didn't Sushma Swaraj address the fact that she could have appraised the British authorities about the pending notice against Lalit Modi in India and requested them to make the travel documentation conditional?
Arnab.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Arnab, nothing that I could see from this debate is actually enlightening me at the end of the day. There are several questions that remain unanswered, and all that I could see from the debate was filibuster. There were a lot of rhetoric from both sides. At the end of the day, the crucial questions remained unanswered. Why was Keith was pressed into service? Why was this kept under wraps? Why was this done so secretively? And why was it that Sushma ji did not... what is the quid pro quo? Actually, if that daughter of hers was only the 9th junior in the whole team, what was her role in the 9th, as the 9th junior?
No, but why didn't the Congress party corner her? Why did the Indian National Congress not corner her? Why did you? Why did? No, one second. All this, you know, I'll roll up my sleeves. Drama is all right. But please tell me, did Rahul Gandhi not know? Was he not given proper information? Was he unaware of the facts? Brijesh Kalappa, golden opportunity let go. What was going on there, Brijesh Kalappa? People will see through this.
Arnab.
Yes.
Arnab,
I don't get your audio clearly, please.
I'd like to make a point about it.
No, I need to improve your audio, please. There's a problem with your audio, sir. I need to have it fixed immediately. I need to have your audio fixed immediately. Yeah, please speak. Continue. Continue, Brijesh.
Are you able to hear now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Arnab, it's like this, Arnab. See, we have taken a very principled stand in Parliament, Arnab. And that principled stand is that today the government is not cornered on Sushma alone. It's cornered on the Vyapam issue. It's cornered on the Vasundhara Raje issue. Right? These are very important issues which, along with Raman Singh issue, you know, take the entire focus of good governance, which Mr. Modi has been speaking about. One minute.
What? You came unprepared?
The last so many months.
Rajagopalan. No, you are saying today, you are saying you came unprepared, you are not ready.
One
second.
Not being prepared.
That's not
wasting so much time.
Congress
what they did was done into a political circus.
Congress failed in its duty today. It got egg on its face. Congress got its egg on its face because they did not allow that debate to continue properly. They did not allow any question to be answered. They did not answer any question also.
Mr. Rajagopal's dear friend, Mr. Jaitley.
Neither the race question nor the answer question.
Why you left a golden opportunity today? Rahul Gandhi did only drama there. He did not ask any question. He should have asked Sushma.
Rajesh,
he should have cornered Sushma.
That unless there is a resignation,
What a declaration Congress had.
There is a resignation, there is no question of discussion.
Surrendered before Sushma.
Okay, one sec, Mr. Rajagopalan.
Mr.
Rajagopalan.
1 minute.
Why?
1 minute, Arnab. Please ask the gentleman to keep quiet. I'm trying to make a very important point today. I'm trying to make a very important point, and that point is regards Mr. Arun Jaitley, Arnab. And Mr. Arun Jaitley today, while standing up in Parliament and defending Sushma Swaraj, you must remember he's the head of the ED, the Enforcement Directorate. He's also the head of the Income Tax Department. The Finance Minister of India is who both these departments answer to. And by answering on behalf of Sushma Swaraj, answering on behalf of Vasundhara Raje, he has totally diluted all the charges against both these persons. This is something which I don't think has any precedent in the history of Indian politics. This is without precedent that the Finance Minister of India, while trying to defend one of his cabinet colleagues, stands up and completely dilutes all the essence of charges against one of his cabinet colleagues, against another chief minister who belongs to his party, completely finishes off their defense.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi was going all over the place.
Please, 1 minute, Mr. Venkatesh, 1 minute.
Where is
1 minute, Mr. Venkatesh. See, this is something which has no precedent in the annals of parliamentary history. Mr. Jaitley, while standing up, in the pretense of standing up and defending Sushma Swaraj, and remember, he is the head of the ministry. He is the head of the Finance Ministry.
That is
both of
which
the ED and the Income Tax Department answer to him. When the head of the department
well within the parliamentary
clearly makes that point in Parliament that look, there is no case against anybody.
That your people did not raise it in the parliament.
Just tell me one thing, Arnab. Just tell me one thing. Of course they raised it in Parliament.
Raise this question in the parliament.
This issue was raised when you were not in the House.
Are you now saying that your leaders
This issue was raised when you were not in the House.
No, you are raising a
one
very
minute,
fundamental fact, having accepted this.
I know you're very anxious.
Said, Mr. Jaitley, we don't
I know you're very anxious.
Give a clean
but just let me have my say.
Mr. Brajesh Kalappa, you have had your say. You have had your say. Mr. Kalappa, 1 minute. MR Venkatesh. Let me come in. Mr. Venkatesh, you know, if you face a weak opposition, weak not in its decibel levels, but weak in its logic, weak in its arguments, weak in its facts, and weak Pavan Verma in its great opportunity
and
to
a very
present
weak case. A very weak case.
No, why do you present a weak case? I want to know. Sushma Swaraj said today. No, one second. Pavan Verma.
Because there was not much substance in the case.
No, Pavan
from the day one.
Shahid Siddiqui, that's not true.
Congress made a big bogey on that.
Shahid Siddiqui,
Congress created a cloud over that.
Okay, Mr. Rajagopalan, I get Shahid Siddiqui and Pavan Verma right now into this argument. Shahid Siddiqui.
We have been unnecessarily making
Mr.
a hill out of a molehill.
1 second. Mr. Siddiqui. Mr. Siddiqui.
The time of the parliament on an issue which was not a huge issue. We have turned a very small
because if you talk over each other, I'm afraid I can't speak and not.
Okay, 1 second. No, we will not talk over each other. Mr. Shahid Siddiqui, first of all, let me tell you something. If this was a small issue, if this was as some others chose to describe as hardly a news story, something of no news relevance, etc., then it would not have been something which was a subject of discussion for 2 months.
No, these are your words, not mine.
No, 1 second. I'm glad they are not your words.
Impropriety. It was not a huge scandal.
I'm not quoting you.
It has been turned into, and the time of the nation has been wasted.
I am not quoting you.
Yes.
But I will now share at least 1 or 2 questions which I believe an informed opposition. I was waiting glued to television today. I wanted the opposition to ask relevant questions because I wanted Sushma Swaraj to answer.
Why don't you become an advisor to Rahul Gandhi?
I have no interest in being an advisor to any politician, but I hope politicians are well researched about their facts. My question tonight is this, and I'm sure that any intelligent politician would have asked this question of Sushma Swaraj. Pavan Verma, she's been asked the question of Sushma Swaraj. Sushma Swaraj says tonight on the floor of Parliament, Shahid Siddiqui, the nation wants to know. The nation wants to know, Pavan Verma, why did Sushma Swaraj, why did she not make a public disclosure about this reply to the British authorities at the time that she make it? Why did Sushma Swaraj not say that the nation wants to know whether I kept my own foreign secretary in the loop about my own response?
Arnab, let me reply.
Yes, Mr. Verma, go ahead. Walk over to the government today.
Arnab, let me say that the principal speaker who spoke from the Congress, Mr. Kharge, I think he raised fairly strong points. And I want to give a credit to Sushma ji for her eloquence and for a fairly successful political speech. But I think on the facts of Lalitgate, her defense was transparently weak. And I'll give you 3 reasons. We can debate them. First of all, it's very well established, the facts have been in the public realm. To go back in the past and try to say that because the Congress did this, there was nothing wrong, and these 2 wrongs don't make 1 right. Secondly, she made out a case where she was full of compassion for Lalit Modi's wife, which is something which I appreciate. But surely the methodology she adopted, as your channel has very clearly shown, and to which she gave no reply, the methodology she adopted is not only unconventional, in fact, it is...
Oops, lost the line. I hope I get Pavan Verma back. I'll do a count of 5.
Arnab, Congress got a good chance today to corner Sushma Swaraj.
He's back on the line. He's back.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Verma. Lost you in between. Yeah, go ahead.
So I said it is at the least unconventional and certainly by most standards improper. You know, today Mr. Arun Jaitley's attempt to obfuscate the issue by saying that there was hardly any case against Lalit Modi. I think that aspect needs to be seriously looked at. Look at the situation. He was an offender under FEMA. Arun Jaitley conceded that there was an FIR registered against the in the PMLA. 14 to 15 notices from the ED had been issued to him. His passport had been impounded. When Chidambaram wrote, Sushma Swaraj said herself on the floor of the House that a copy of the letter from the Minister of State of the Foreign Office in UK came to her ministry. Now, as a cabinet minister, is she supposed to be unaware of all this? And if she wanted to help a cancer patient, she had all the authority to do so by consulting her colleague in the finance ministry, by consulting her own ministry, by speaking to her high
Pavan Verma, we are debating all this in... we are debating... One second, please. 1 second, sir. 1 second. Sorry. I don't intend... No,
I want to make one last point.
Mr. Verma.
One last point, which you are missing out on.
No, Mr. Verma, please understand one thing. You see, Mr. Verma, I waited 2 months for this debate. I waited 2 months for this debate, and so have you. So have you, Mr. Verma. I just want to ask one question, and I want an honest reply. I want everyone to just accept it, and I don't want anyone in the opposition to mind. I don't want anyone in the ruling party to take offense. But Mohammad Salim and Brijesh Kalappa, was there a deal? Was there a deal? Was there a deal, sir?
Personal nature of attack, Arnab.
No. Was there a deal between both sides to have 150 minutes of empty rhetoric? Was there a deal between both sides to have 150 minutes of empty rhetoric?
In these debates,
I would ask that question. Tell me, Mohammad Salim, was there a deal between both sides? Nobody asks any relevant questions. Nobody gives any relevant answers.
You can find out today's debate, there was high in decibel, low in substance. And you are also focusing on the noisy footage represented by Congress and the BJP. BJP fielded 2 of its ministers, none of their members. But the question is,
what about the Congress?
The real argument.
What about the Congress, Mohammad Salim?
And why the logical debate was not there?
Why?
It was emotional, it was electoral, it was theatrical.
Why?
It was high in drama. Now
Why?
the question is...
High drama by Rahul Gandhi. Salim, you must say that.
Let him complete, Mohammad Rajagopalan.
Issues are being debated. Please allow me to complete.
With so much of shouting, what do you expect, Salim?
Told that Congress did do such things.
So much of making
and
noise.
they are continuing the same thing.
How can you have a
referring to
decent
Bofors,
debate
referring
in this
to
atmosphere?
Quattrocchi, referring to Anderson, we know Congress had a corrupt past. But citing those examples do not allow that BJP can also do the same thing. So they said, you live in a glass house, I live in a glass house, don't throw stones to each other. And this is the peculiar argument.
The nation is fooled.
Order must continue.
No, so the nation is fooled.
Must take up this mantle from...
No, 1 second.
Is this the argument?
So can we at least on the Newshour, Mohammad Salim ask some relevant questions? For example, the most apparent question, if Rahul Gandhi had done even 2 minutes of research, Brijesh Kalappa, please, I see your hand go up. The question is to you. Please understand the question first. If Rahul Gandhi had bothered to do 120 seconds of research, he would have asked Sushma Swaraj, that Ms. Sushma Swaraj, your husband Swaraj Kaushal did not represent Lalit Modi in the passport case in the High Court as you are claiming. But the fact is that your husband has himself acknowledged that he has been Lalit Modi's lawyer for 20 years. So Ms. Sushma Swaraj, I, Rahul Gandhi, am asking you, why did you not recuse yourself from the decision? That is a pointed question. Now tell me, Mr. Brijesh Kalappa. No, please, now I'm coming to my question now. Tell me, Mr. Brijesh Kalappa, are you saying Rahul Gandhi is incapable of asking this question? Or that Sushma Swaraj is incapable of replying to such a question? What is this drama that you did instead today? Please, no, answer me.
See, Arnab, today, if you were watching Parliament today, the debates in Parliament...
I watched the entire debate.
You have been seeing how the speaker at every second minute was telling Mr. Rahul Gandhi, stop your speech, stop your speech.
No, that's not an excuse.
1 hour she gave to Kharge.
One and two.
1 hour she gave to Kharge.
1 minute.
Rahul Gandhi was not addressing the speaker.
1 minute.
He doesn't know the etiquette of the House.
Mr. Kharge happens to be the leader of the Congress party in the Lok Sabha.
You should know that.
He happens to be the leader of the party in the Lok Sabha. He's a very senior parliamentarian. No, please, Mr. Shahid Siddiqui, you don't know the fundamentals of a debate. That's why you're talking when I'm speaking.
Yes.
See,
yes,
the first thing is
that the House and I know he should address the speaker.
Had already been made by Mr. Kharge.
He's not supposed to ask
Mr. Rahul Gandhi.
Sushma Swaraj, he should ask the questions to the speaker.
I know you have some serious grouses against the Congress party, and that's why you have to leave them. But you don't need to take it out on a public forum like this. You can treat it.
No, I'm making an important point. You have no reply. You are making it personal. You have no reply, so you are making personal. Your leader doesn't know how to debate. That is the fact. Your leader doesn't know how to debate.
You don't know how to debate.
It's not me who
I think you don't know how to debate. You're a person who
I know very well, and I have been one of the panelists in the Rajya Sabha.
So you don't know the first thing about a debate.
You don't know the record of the Rajya Sabha.
Naturally.
You don't understand. That's what the speaker was saying. The speaker was right.
How are you to pass judgment about somebody else? Whether he knows how to debate or not. See, Arnab, insofar as Mr. Rahul Gandhi is concerned, I think his several interventions in Parliament have been more than eloquent, have been more than, exemplary. I think there is nothing more to actually tell him that, you're doing great. And that's the reason the Speaker at every occasion was telling him that, look, stop now.
And why Rahul did not ask pertinent question to Sushma Swaraj?
Why was he
whatever Kalappa is saying, why Rahul Gandhi did not ask that?
Unconvincing, please. 1 second, please.
Congress failed today.
Gentlemen, 1 second. I want to make one point. I'm speaking to the viewers now. Mr. Rajagopalan,
the speaker, you don't address the opposition leader.
Mr. Rajagopalan, as you are well aware, this is the Newshour, and on the Newshour we believe in an open debate, Mr. Rajagopalan. We believe in an intense debate. We believe in a straight debate. We believe in a no-holds-barred debate. But we do not believe, Mr. Rajagopalan, that a walkover is a victory. What Mr. Venkatesh, Mr. Venkatesh, 1 minute. What the BJP got today.
Ask question to Sushma Swaraj.
Arey, Mr. Rajagopalan,
Rahul Gandhi was doing
Mr. Rajagopalan, सुन लीजिए, please, 2 minutes, सुन लीजिए. मैं क्या कह रहा हूं आपको? मैं कह रहा हूं कि in a match, if one side gets a walkover, it's not a debate. The Congress party, for all its rhetoric today, Pavan Verma, gave the BJP a walkover. Otherwise, Rahul Gandhi should have stood up on the floor of the House and asked Sushma Swaraj. He should have asked, and Rahul Gandhi, I hope you're watching this, you should have asked today that Ms. Sushma Swaraj, you have acknowledged there was a light blue corner notice issued against Lalit Modi, who you say is not an absconder, way back in 2010. So, Ms. Sushma Swaraj, he was on the lookout domestically, if not internationally. Were you? No, 1 second. Brijesh Kalappa, don't please heckle me. This is not Parliament. Was Sushma Swaraj, Ms. Sushma Swaraj, Rahul Gandhi should have asked. Rahul Gandhi should have asked Sushma Swaraj. That Ms. Sushma Swaraj.
What is the difference between
Mr. Rajagopalan, don't heckle.
He can't ask the same repeated questions which he has been asking over and over.
Did he ask that question?
He can't ask in Parliament.
He has been asking over and over.
Brajesh Kalappa, I get MR Venkatesh on the other side, and I'm telling you the question.
For a couple of months.
No, 1 second, please.
These are not
Rahul Gandhi did not ask anything.
Listen, Mr. Brijesh Kalappa, we are not cub reporters. We've also done journalism for some time. We know how to read between the lines, and we know how to see circles within circles. Now the point is this, MR Venkatesh.
No, but
the question, if you don't want even me to ask the questions, no, your leader does not ask the questions in Parliament. No, your leader does not ask the questions in Parliament. Does not mean that you will stop me and defend Sushma Swaraj on national television, Brijesh Kalappa, by trying to stop me from asking the questions which your leader should have asked. Your leader should have asked Ms. Sushma Swaraj, were you... Again you're stopping me. I'll take 10 seconds. Every time I'm asking a question that could be difficult to Sushma Swaraj, it's not anyone else but the Congress party which is coming out in defense tonight. What is your interest in defending Sushma Swaraj now?
IPL, Lalit Modi.
Settled match?
I wanted to resign.
Lalit Modi,
I wanted to resign not tomorrow. I wanted to resign now.
Arnab,
I wanted to resign now.
The question is this.
discussing Lalit.
The question is this, and the question is to MR Venkatesh. MR Venkatesh, you are a chartered accountant. MR Venkatesh, you are a chartered accounnt. You have some understanding. MR Venkatesh is a chartered. Mr. MR Venkatesh. Mr. Venkatesh.
At this point in time, I can tell you with reasonable amount of certainty that IPL now will stand for Indian Political League, because this was a rigged match right from day one. Yes. The whole 14 days of stalling the parliament had no sense. This is the type of debate that the Congress party was going to offer us. They should have named, or else they should now apologize to the nation that so they had nothing substantive against Sushma Swaraj, and hence Sushma Swaraj was wrongly accused by the Congress party of doing something.
I say
that unconditionally.
MR Venkatesh, Mr. Venkatesh,
why they did not name
Mr. Venkatesh
Swaraj completely? This type of filibuster cannot go on.
Mr. Venkatesh, Mr. Venkatesh,
that the Congress
had you been Mr. Venkatesh, now 1 second, please. Can I get 15 seconds, please? Nowadays it's difficult to get a word in on Newshour itself. No problems. But the question is this: Mr. Venkatesh is a chartered accountant. No, I'm coming to you, Pavan Verma. You see, Mr. Venkatesh is a chartered accountant, therefore an expert both in corporate finance as well as probably in some kinds of corporate fraud. The relevant question which Sushma Swaraj could have been immediately nailed by, Rahul Gandhi should have stood up and said that she had a light blue corner notice, so she's on the lookout domestically, if not internationally. Miss Sushma Swaraj, were you not aware of this fact that he was wanted for questioning in response to an alleged FEMA violation when you decided to respond to the British authorities? That is a specific question. She would have been forced to give not this ABC, Anderson, Bofors, Chidambaram kind of reply, but a specific reply. You don't ask the question. You don't get a reply. Exactly. And then you want to believe that people should be very happy with this 150-minute debate in Parliament. I mean, what is this?
Absolutely.
It's a rigged match. No relevant questions asked. India's political history pulled out. Tu-tu, me-me of the worst kind. Brijesh Kalappa, what happened? Did you forget to...
And why did you waste 14 days of this time for this type of...
14 days, 2 months for this?
On you don't have anything substantive.
2 months for this?
You could have used these 14 days to prepare your leaders with a lot of facts.
May I come in now?
Okay, Pavan Verma wants to come back to the debate. Pavan Verma.
And I'm sorry to say this, they could have not even matched
I'm not going to shout
on the facts.
Pavan Verma. Yes, Mr. Verma.
Arnab, I must say that in the trend of the debate thus far, while I'm not saying you're necessarily wrong, but you seem to be going backwards to put the blame on the Congress for not launching a severe enough attack without going into the kind of defense offered by Sushma Swaraj. That must be a part of the
Congress.
No, 1 second. 1 second, Mr. Pavan Verma, I must counter this immediately. Mr. Verma, I must counter this immediately. I began the Newshour tonight by saying that Sushma Swaraj looked nervous, unsure and unconvincing. I followed it up by saying she was given a walkover by the Congress party. I therefore then followed it up by saying there were very specific questions she could have been asked which would have nailed her and her role and her position. I followed it up further by saying, Mr. Pavan Verma, that I don't understand how Sushma Swaraj can call an act of impropriety a non-issue. And let me assure you, Mr. Pavan Verma, you know my years in journalism. I bend over backwards for nobody and no one. I am asking the questions which I expected would have been asked. So tough questions. No, tough questions not asked. Tough straight answers not given.
Arnab.
Mr. Verma, people of this country will be disappointed with tonight's debate. Yes.
Yes, I fully agree with you that, and I said that while her eloquence may have been for a moment convincing, her defense was not. And I want to make a point before you, Arnab. It's up to you whether you want to make it a part of this debate. For me, it's the pivotal issue. When finally this debate took over, after months of acrimony, the bitterest session of Parliament, bills pending, why was the Prime Minister not present? And why did the Congress even agree to the debate without the assurance that the Prime Minister will come out like any Prime Minister to defend the senior most cabinet minister? It almost seems as if he has left his cabinet ministers to haggle and to wrangle among themselves, and he is completely oblivious to the whole thing. But he is the Prime Minister of the country. This is Parliament.
Pavanji, the problem is, Pavanji, the charge were not even pressed properly. The problem is the Congress did not even press the whole charge properly. In fact, we are saying today was another day of washout. Till yesterday, the Parliament did not function and there was a washout. Today, the Parliament functioned and yet it is a washout. So please understand, the Prime Minister's presence would not have altered materially when the prosecution side did not come back with all the evidences and press the charges properly. They did not do the homework. For heaven's sake, understand that. If only as we are trying to say that if the Congress had got all the questions in place, the Congress, why Prime Minister, even perhaps we could have forced some ministers to resign today. You are only asking again a theatrical or a rhetorical position that the Prime Minister should be present. That is irrelevant. Here was an opportunity given to you to nail somebody. But yet, what the Congress did was like a WWF wrestling match. That all it did was complete theatrics. And went away happily slapping each other on the back that I have done something and you have done something, like the African tribal chiefs rain dance. But at the end of the day, there is no rain, sir. That is our grouse. At the end of the day, the nation is not wiser. At the end of the day, we don't have answers to several of the specific questions. That is the problem. The Prime Minister's presence or absence is not the issue today. The real question is, did the Congress nail with doing proper homework? The answer to that is an unequivocal no.
I mean, the origin of this entire news report, this news break, Rahul Narvekar, welcome to the debate. I am baffled, shocked, stunned by how shallow the debate was in Parliament today. Either all the people participating in the debate did not know the facts, or they thought they could do 150 minutes of rehearsed obfuscation to fool the people of this country that a debate on Lalitgate happened. Rahul Narvekar, you tell me, how uninformed can the opposition get and how much of a walkover can the government get? The Congress party today, that is the opposition, did not even mention the email exchanges between Keith Vaz and Lalit Modi, and how Sushma Swaraj's decision proved to be the clincher for the British government to give travel documents to Lalit Modi. This basic fact, which was the root of the story called Lalitgate, was never brought up convincingly in Parliament. I want to know what happened to India's political system, Rahul Narvekar. What is your thinking? 150 minutes of generalized political amnesia, or a shake hand behind closed doors?
Well, 150 minutes of political amnesia definitely cannot be explained in 1.5 minutes on your show, but I'll try to explain what I see of it. Well, Arnab, what I conclude today is what happened in Parliament on part of the government is nothing but an attempt to take the nation for a ride.
By whom?
There's nothing short of that.
By
when you have a debate
Congress
in
also.
Parliament, you expect... Just allow me half a minute. Just allow me half a minute to complete what I want to say. When you have a debate in Parliament, you expect that the questions raised by the opposition will be conclusively answered by the government, particularly by the concerned minister. What did we have today in Parliament? The issue was very clear. The motion moved was with regards to a particular subject which was known to the minister. All that the concerned minister did was, she spoke about Quattrocchi, she spoke about the Gandhi family, and she made personal allegations. Beyond that, she didn't speak a word on the issue that was raised by the opposition. So I think the government and the concerned minister has totally failed to give an answer, conclusive answer to the people of this country.
Congress did not raise this in the Parliament.
Did the Congress party, sorry Brijesh Kalappa, and I find it tonight, look at how calm you are, how composed, how pulled back, how uninvolved you are in the debate, almost as if it's a giveaway of your wishy-washy stance.
Allegations against the concerned minister.
Mr. Narvekar, can I have...
bother to explain?
Mr. Narvekar, I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but anyone watching the Newshour debate tonight will be worried, Mr. Narvekar. People watching the Newshour debate tonight, people watching the...
Parliament,
Mr. Narvekar,
the Honorable Prime Minister had bowed down to, he had touched his forehead to the floor of this Parliament, today prefers not to come to the Parliament when such an important issue was being debated. Mr. Modi, by being absent in Parliament, has expressed, has indicated his inability to defend his government, to defend his ministers, because it is indefensible. And that is a fact. Mr. Modi says, na khaunga, na khane dunga. He had won the confidence of the people based on this commitment, but today he has failed to live up to that commitment.
This is all okay. But
when Parliament was stalled, the opposition had demanded. When Parliament was stalled, the opposition had... I'll come to that. I will come to that.
And what materially you would have answered differently? What is the difference you would have made to the parliamentary debate if the Prime Minister was present or absent?
The Prime Minister to make a statement on the issue. For the first 1 week, the Prime Minister did not make any statement. Only after 1 week, he said, I will speak on the issue.
What is NCP stand? You may say that.
All that you want to do is to come and do filibuster.
What is NCP stand?
The government is responsible for wasting the time.
Did not ask that.
For the lack of credibility.
Mr. Narvekar, Mr. Venkatesh, you see what was I waiting for? 1 second. Mr. Narvekar, Mr. Venkatesh, 1 second. What have we seen tonight? We've seen what is, with the greatest of respect to all the esteemed protagonists of this flip-flop show that happened in Parliament today, we have seen what anyone would describe as a wishy-washy debate. Now, Mr. Brijesh Kalappa, is the reason for the wishy-washy debate the possible involvement of some congressman in what you describe as the great IPL scam? Is that the reason you pulled back? Is that the reason you did not ask why the consideration of Swaraj Kaushal as an alternate director in one of Lalit Modi's companies was not brought up? Why the Congress party did not refer to Swaraj Kaushal's email seeking assistance from Lalit Modi vis-a-vis her nephew's admission to Sussex University? Was that the reason a specific reference to these emails was not made? If you wanted to prove the quid pro quo angle and go deep into it, you would have made these points. You would have. Now tell me, why didn't you? The government will get away now by saying nobody asked us, so we didn't answer. So we did Anderson, Chidambaram and Quattrocchi. No, why did you do this? No, why did you do this, Mr. Yes, please, Mr. Kalappa, you have a lot to answer for tonight. And Mr. Narvekar,
as a lawyer, I must tell you, Arnab.
No, answer as a citizen. Don't give me this lawyer caveat right at the start.
1 minute, Arnab. One minute. As a lawyer, I must tell you that insofar as the brief is concerned, so far as my brief is concerned, I can put forward my best points within the time provided to me.
You didn't have time.
I have substantial. 1 minute, sir. If I had substantial amount of time, then there is no question of leaving out certain questions. But always, as you know, that when a lawyer reads his brief, he picks out the best points and then puts those very points, and with an attempt not to repeat and not to overlap what has already been stated, what is already in the public domain. Now, if you are continuously saying, Arnab, that today we have given a walkover and there is a deal, I must assure you that there is no deal.
You assure the nation, not me.
1 minute, Arnab. There is no. 1 minute. To you, to the nation, that there is no deal. 1. 2, insofar as Mrs. Swaraj's resignation is concerned, we are still pressing for it. It's not that there's a deal. We are going to treat this debate as final and that Mrs. Swaraj ought not to resign today. This is another thing I must tell you. The third thing I must tell you is that we are going to pursue the issue of Vyapam. We are going to pursue the case of Vasundhara Raje, and we are going to pursue the case of Raman Singh. We are not going to let go of any.
Who is going to believe you after this?
The very fact. No, whether anybody believes us or not, Arnab, nobody believes that a party of 44 MPs could have stalled Parliament and seen that the government comes to its knees today. You should remember that. We will show you in the coming days. We will show you in the coming days what our metal is made of. Please, I must make this very humble submission.
No, Mr. Brajesh, Mr. Kalappa.
We are today standing on an issue of principle.
Mr. Kalappa,
we are today standing on an issue of principle.
Mr. Kalappa,
we are not going to let go.
Mr.
We are not going to let go, not 1 centimeter,
Mr. Kalappa,
not 1 inch,
have you heard
any amount of
Mr. Kalappa, have you heard of that old adage which says first impressions are last impressions? And tonight on the Newshour, Pavan Verma, I ask you, since you are often a sympathizer of the Congress, whether out of conviction or for your Bihar compulsion, whether or not, for whichever reason, Mr. Pavan Verma, let me ask you, do you believe the Congress party when it says poor Rahul Gandhi could not ask the right questions because he did not have any time? I saw Rahul Gandhi asking the most general questions, taking the most time. Brijesh Kalappa says these questions you are asking are relevant, but Rahul Gandhi didn't have time. Do you buy that? Please, Mr. Pavan Verma, for once. For once, tell me you buy that argument.
I'll really give you an honest answer.
Yeah.
Give you an honest answer. The kind of din that was going on in Parliament, I think the fact that Sushma Swaraj could be heard and spoke was achievement enough. I must say Mr. Kharge was given time to speak. And you could possibly be right that he could have strengthened his argument further by many more facts, which in fact were brought out on your channel. But time is limited. I think he made a central point that there was a clear case of impropriety and conflict of interest. I think Sushma Swaraj made a political speech and was not a defense of the specific issue of Lalitgate. After that, the speaker was not giving, I'm not in the Lok Sabha, but I could see on television that she was not giving enough time to anybody to ask a substantive question or to further the debate.
Then it's drama.
A minute or 2 or 3 was being given to make comments.
No, then it's drama, Mr. Pavan Verma. 20 years of Swaraj Kaushal's.
Drama
Drama on both sides. Why are you getting upset? Because
you can't allege that the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha is involved in a drama.
No, I'm saying there's a drama between both sides. You're not asking any questions. Did the Congress
party?
No,
there is no drama.
No, suppose
there is no drama as things unfold. In the coming days,
I want to ask
there is no drama.
Okay, Rajagopalan. Okay, Rajagopalan is asking you a question. I allow him. But by the way, yes, Mr. Rajagopalan. One question. Keep it brief.
Brijesh Kalappa, why Congress walked out today from the Lok Sabha when the session was still on? You gave adjournment motion.
The Prime Minister was not there.
You should have respected that. Whether Prime Minister or not, you should have nailed that question.
Look,
you should have asked that question. Congress got a yeg on its face today.
He is the one who is going to eventually take
the stand. There is no need of Prime Minister. When 4 ministers are defending Sushma Swaraj,
it can't be the case that Prime Minister should come to say,
should I take a break?
Why you walked out then? You knew that it was it. That is why it is drama.
That
is why it is a stage drama.
One question.
That is why Congress did a drama.
One question. Okay, what's this ABC argument, Shahid Siddiqui? What's this ABC argument? Anderson, Bofors, Chidambaram to justify Lalitgate. I didn't understand. Did you?
Arnab, Sushma Swaraj also asked the congressman, and I also asked the same question, why for 4 years no action was taken against Lalit Modi, why extradition, representation was not made to the British government, why Chidambaram was working on his own, what was happening, why there was, Congress, UPA government was speaking in two voices on Lalit Modi. So these questions also have to be answered. So
what impact does that have on what she did?
Are raised to Sushma Swaraj.
Why
not to them?
How does that impact her actions? I don't understand this. When she was deciding to help Lalit Modi, no, 1 second. When she was deciding to help Lalit Modi, Shahid Siddiqui a minute. Shahid Siddiqui a minute. Shahid Siddiqui.
Congress, cricket politics, there was no real scandal in it. That is the issue.
Shahid Siddiqui, did Sushma Swaraj use the Warren Anderson school of thinking or the Quattrocchi school of thinking when she decided to help Lalit Modi? What's the relevance of that? Brijesh Kalappa countering you, Brijesh Kalappa. 10 minutes on this part of the debate. Brijesh Kalappa, yes.
No, it was a counter to their.
Arnab,
it was counter to their argument.
Arnab, I think these are all irrelevant questions, Arnab. This is typically BJP style. The moment you start speaking about their lack of performance, they will say, no, look how these Manmohan Singh government was working. Then if you raise some more issues, they will say, no, they will go back 15 years.
Congress
then if you raise some more issues, they will go back to 1947. This is typically what the BJP has been doing.
Did you raise the right question?
Before they start blaming the British, before they start blaming the British for our problems.
Congress lives in a glass house.
One minute, Shahid.
They're full of scandals. They can't ask the right question.
Let me just make a point that look, this entire discussion.
You have been speaking all through.
The format of the discussion of the adjournment motion, which was discussed in Parliament today, was about 2.5 hours, Arnab. With the Indian National Congress had about half an hour.
We spoke
for about an hour.
Don't say that.
1 minute, Shahid. 1 minute.
Mallikarjun Kharge was given 1 hour.
Blaming the time and the time allotted to Congress. That is not time.
Look, this is the point is, Arnab. The point is that if there was, this adjournment motion, then who should have responded on behalf of the government? It couldn't have been one of the cabinet colleagues of Sushma Swaraj. It could not have been one of the cabinet colleagues of Sushma Swaraj. It should have been somebody who was above her. Somebody who was above her.
Why should they above her? No,
somebody was the captain of the ship.
Sushma Swaraj.
Somebody was the captain against Sushma Swaraj. Actually, Mr. Rajagopalan should have come. Mr. Rajagopalan should have come because he holds the position of Prime Minister.
She answered it.
Please hold on for a minute.
Cornered Rahul Gandhi and everybody.
Look, it is the job of the Prime Minister to have come, to have addressed Parliament after our address, Arnab. And I must tell you that Mr. Kharge, and I've seen the debate, I've seen it again, I've seen the salient points made. He's covered virtually everything that he could have in a matter of 1 hour. See, if one were to really go into the entirety of this episode, one would be able to speak for at least 18 to 20
Mr.
hours.
Kalappa.
Because the various issues, the various contours,
basic
the
issue
various
you forgotten,
nuances,
Kalappa.
if they have to be established,
Basic
and they have
issue,
to be
Congress did not
established
raise
fully,
it.
they have to be spoken for
Mr.
at least 18
Kalappa,
to 20 hours.
Mr. Kalappa,
Now,
Sonia Gandhi was in the House.
Who gave us
Of this 1 hour,
signing for
of this
No,
1 hour,
one second. Sonia Gandhi was in the House. Rahul Narvekar raises his hand. 1 second. Rahul Narvekar and R Venkatesh will now come into the debate. Sonia Gandhi was in the House. Rahul Gandhi was in the House. Rahul Gandhi should have said, Miss Sushma Swaraj, everything you say is factually incorrect. When my father was the Prime Minister of India, or when any member of my family was in the government, the then Home Minister of India, called P.V. Narasimha Rao, did not telephone Brahma Swaroop to ensure that a chartered plane took Anderson out of Bhopal to Delhi and then out of India. He should have, Mr. Kalappa, he should have said it is a bunch of lies. That we had a quid pro quo with Anderson about his release, or with Quattrocchi for that matter. Why didn't he?
How could he do that?
Why didn't he, Mr. Kalappa?
Arnab,
Is that a sign of guilt?
See,
and when Arjun Singh's book was quoted by Sushma Swaraj
was brought here.
No. Do you admit on the Newshour tonight what Sushma Swaraj's argument is actually a foolish argument, Brijesh Kalappa, that, I don't do the kind of quid pro quo that you do. Her argument is I do a little bit quid pro quo, though she's not saying so. But you are the real protagonist of quid pro quo. My singular point to you is, do you accept the charges of Quattrocchi and Anderson prove you to be the principal
I
authors of
vehemently
quid pro
deny
quo?
that, Arnab. See, I vehemently deny that for two reasons.
Do you deny?
Do you deny? Who is the finance minister of India today, who knows Switzerland like the back of his hand. He has been to Switzerland at least 2,000 times, only on the issue of Bofors. He is the one who was the Additional Solicitor General of India. He has spent at least 500 crores only on the issue of Bofors.
No, one second.
Alleged to have been about 64
1 second. MR Venkatesh.
Arun Jaitley is concerned.
MR Venkatesh.
We know that you allowed Quattrocchi to escape out of this country. We know all these facts. Now that has nothing to do with today's debate.
We have
nothing to do with this today's debate. Today's debate was about Madam Sushma Swaraj and her assistant to Lalit Modi and her communication to the British government. You could not even come prepared. What is it that you are talking about?
The President of India, should she not have questioned?
See, the fact of the matter is they did not deny this. Your leaders did not deny Anderson, they did not deny Bofors, they did not deny Sharyar, or whosoever was the gentleman's name. Your leaders accepted this completely. So where is the question? You allowed Sushma Swaraj to go make an accusation on you and you kept quiet. That is the problem with the Congress today. You do not know your own history. Sir, you do not even have the people to stand up and deny. The problem is you do not want to deny certain fundamental facts. And today, you don't tell me that you are not involved in Bofors. Please understand, every student of Indian politics knows that.
By the way,
the Congress I don't want to go into Bofors debate today because if you go into Bofors debate,
whenever the issue of BJP comes,
but you accepted in the parliament today. Why didn't you deny this?
We never speak of
By the way, can I please
not denying this? Why did the Congress party?
MR Venkatesh and Brijesh Kalappa, take a breath, take a deep breath, gentlemen. Take a breath and a break. And now please, my question is simple. By the way, the point is this: Rahul Narvekar and Mohammad Salim must come back to the debate, because I do not believe, first of all, Rahul Narvekar, I do not believe that invoking history absolves Sushma Swaraj of allegations of impropriety against her. Invoking history or someone else's corruption or nepotism does not absolve Sushma Swaraj of allegations of conflict of interest and quid pro quo. But I want to know from the Congress party and all their supporters tonight whether Rajiv Gandhi did a swap by letting Warren Anderson off despite 15,000 people being killed in that particular carnage, because on the other side, President Ronald Reagan let off the son of his friend called Adil Shahryar, because if that is the case, then it is the most brutal, inhuman Brijesh Kalappa, selfish and nepotistic quid pro quo in the history of independent India. You need to answer tonight. You need to answer tonight. No, you answer tonight. No, one of you answer. Brijesh Kalappa answer.
Most heinous.
Brijesh Kalappa answer. Only Brijesh Kalappa answer.
If you're going to shoot in the dark, if you're trying to shoot in the dark, you're shooting at the wrong person. Because I was not a member of the Rajya Sabha cabinet. If you had the option, why don't you ring up Mr. P.D. Narasimha Rao and ask him? Why don't you call Mr. P.D. Narasimha Rao and ask him?
What do you mean call up?
What is this, Arnab?
1 minute. What do you mean call up? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Am I to know of that deal?
What do you mean call up P.V. Narasimha Rao? P.V. Narasimha Rao is no more.
Look, everything.
Don't give me foolish answers. Please, gentlemen, please.
Should be available on the government record. If the government has something to say about that you did not have a file voting, let them produce it.
So that is why you lost your moral fiber.
Let them produce the file voting.
No, the question is, Mohammad Salim and Rahul Narvekar. Calm down, gentlemen. Rahul Narvekar, please. Rahul Narvekar. Rahul Narvekar. Rahul Narvekar, please. Mr. Narvekar's turn to speak and the others be brought down, please. Rahul Narvekar, please.
Understand that.
Rahul Narvekar.
Adil Shahryar was a trade-off for Anderson.
The point here today is very clear. Without getting into the merits of the allegations that the opposition did not raise the appropriate question, my question to the Bharatiya Janata Party and particularly to Ms. Sushma Swaraj is limited to the point that maybe the opposition did not raise the concerned question, but wasn't this the perfect opportunity for Ms. Sushma Swaraj to come out clean and give all the possible explanations? Why did she shy away from doing that? Isn't it her moral responsibility?
That's a defense for not asking the question.
She is not answerable.
So that's your defense for not asking the questions.
She is answerable to the entire nation.
You don't ask the questions because...
And she has shied away from answering the questions of the nation.
She is corrupt and she must resign. It is your duty to compel her to resign. You must place and lead the evidence. You cannot say that she must resign. She said she has not done anything wrong. It is up to you to prove the charge. You cannot say she must resign on moral grounds.
Did she speak a word on the allegations raised? The entire country has been talking about the Lalitgate scandal. You've got the media speaking about it, writing about it, talking about it. What?
Arnab, she silenced Congress by using Nalini Chidambaram's name.
Let go.
I can tell you this. I tell you this, Mr. Rajagopalan, I only say this in conclusion. I only say this in conclusion. I only say this in conclusion. This entire debate in Parliament, the entire debate in Parliament can be summed up in three. The entire debate in Parliament can be summed up in 3 simple sentences. Right questions not asked, relevant answers not given.
To make a case against Sushma Swaraj for resignation.
Nobody really convinced. Stalemate. Status quo. We track the story. I thank you for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.